forgot to say about our trip to Penzance. Shopping, getting down there and getting back. Well, I'll cover these in this live, and I'll do another live in a little while to tell you what's coming up later in the week. Well, shopping-wise, Aaron and I didn't really get much chance to have a look round all the shops down there. But it looked like they had quite a few coffee shops, from what I can see. So if, like me, you like a nice cup of coffee, then you're definitely not going to go without down there, that's for sure. The only really shop we went into was a Tesco Extra. A Tesco Metro, actually, I beg your pardon. And that was only because Aaron wanted a sandwich. Of all the things that he could buy, he bought a sandwich, and I got a bottle of popular soft drink and some sweets, which I really shouldn't have had. But yeah, that was the only bit of shopping that we were actually able to do in Penzance itself, because we just didn't have time. You know, I'm not one for trailing around shops all day. It's just not me. Although we did have a little look in some of the gift shops down at Land's End, and got a few surprises for a few mates. They'll probably get theirs at some point, though we're arranging to meet up early next week, so they'll get theirs then, I think. I've got theirs safe in the house, so. Getting down there. We got down there by train from Aberdeen, and everything was fine. We met a few interesting characters on the train, as you do on most public transport. There was someone from the Middlesbrough area who got on in Edinburgh, and he tried to start a conversation with me. I was happy to talk to him, you know. I mean, I'm a sociable person. And he placed a £5. I told him what I was doing and what myself and my mate Aaron were doing. He placed a £5 note in my hand, which I didn't want. And as you'll be able to hear from the audio of the video when it becomes public, when I finally finish editing it, I've been working on the editing tonight. Although it's not ready yet, it should be ready in the next day or two. And basically, he placed a £5 note in my hand, and I thought, why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? I don't want your money. Take it back. You know, I'm not the type of person that does that. Hi guys, I just saw your comments there. Hope you're doing okay. I'm just talking about the trip that myself and Aaron did down to Penzance. There's a few points that I forgot to add in on my previous live. And on the way down there was a kind of posh guy got on, and I think it was Derby, and he was travelling to Cheltenham Spa, and he was giving Aaron some pretty snide looks and sniggering at him. And he gave me a sly look as well, and then stood on my foot as he stood up to get off the train, and didn't even bother to apologise. Anna Beck says, I am sick. Oh, hope you're feeling better soon. Yeah, but after we got off, that was it. So apart from Mr. Snobby, as we called him, everything was fine. We did meet this really nice guy who got on in Durham and was travelling all the way to Bristol and was chatting with us constantly. So we had a right good conversation all the way down, which was lovely. On the way back, we didn't really interact with many people. I was chatting to a couple of Welsh lads that were on the coach heading to Cardiff. But apart from that was it really, to be honest. We're just talking about sport in general. But apart from that, it was just a plain journey, you know. Journey back the way was absolutely fine. No problems at all. On Freon, How you doing, mate? How's things? He says, hey, Albert, it's me, your brother Freon. Just been watching the news of the war in Israel. It's so scary. Certainly is, mate, but I'm really sorry I don't do politics on the channel at all. I do watch the news. I was watching the news at lunchtime today, but I don't really discuss politics on the channel, I'm afraid, buddy. It's only buses and trains and that, but I don't do politics or religion, I'm afraid. Don't really do sport either, to be honest, because these things just cause too many arguments and too much trouble. It's just a quick live. Actually, I was going to do another quick live to tell you what's coming up later in the week, but I might as well just do it on this one. Tomorrow we're going to be finishing off the 89A from North Queensferry to Crossford, and I'll be finishing off the 34A in Kirkcaldy and the 35 as well. Freon says, when are you back down in Ayr? Well, I don't have any plans at the moment because obviously with this industrial action the Stagecoach are doing, I was hoping to be back down in a few weeks' time, but excuse me, at the moment all I can say is watch this space because I don't really have any information. I'm on X as well, but I don't think I've logged into that on my tablet. Let me have a quick look and see if there's anything on Stagecoach West Scotland on X. If I was live streaming on my tablet, I could have done it on my phone. Damn it. It's seen sign in. Okay. So, yeah. Can't really give any information at the moment. The only thing I can do is just say I'll check it in a little while once I finish doing the live stream, and I can put something up on the community post page and let you know. But I do have a nice little surprise. Coming up at the end of the week on Friday. No, Thursday, sorry, I beg your pardon. Is it Thursday? No, it's Friday I'm doing it. I'm going to be doing the E4 return from Fort William back to Glasgow. That's E5, sorry. I'm doing the E4 from Fort William to Edinburgh. We'll do the E5 maybe next week sometime. Anyway, going back to your messages. Freon says, I went to Ronaldo's again a few days ago. It's went up more. And Anna says, my grandpa was a veteran. Okay. Freon then says, now it's $15.95. $15.95 for an ice cream. Is that for a tub or just a cone? Because that sounds really expensive, mate. It really does. That sounds like a very, very expensive ice cream. Not something I wouldn't pay that amount for an ice cream, no matter how good it is. Even if it was lined with crystal diamonds. You know? I do apologise, but I'm a bit tight-fisted at times when it comes to certain things. I'm known to be a bit tight-fisted. I mean, earlier on today, for example, the clock in my living room stopped working. I noticed it was ticking backwards and forwards. And that must have happened whilst Aaron and I were down in Penzance. So I thought to myself, okay, I'll need to get a packet of batteries while I'm in town. So when I went into town, I popped into Poundland. Well, I was about to, but they were actually closing. I thought, okay. So I had to pop into Farm Foods anyway, so I said to the girl, do you sell batteries in here? And she showed me a multi-pack of AA Panasonic ones that you can get for £1. You know, there's 8 in a box. Or a multi-pack of Duracell 8s, which were about $3.50. I ended up just getting the Panasonics because they were for the clock anyway. Had there been for anything else, I would have gone for Duracell. Anyway, why are we talking about batteries? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Freon said, I said to the same person that served me the last time to put the cost down, and she yelled at my dad. Dear, dear, dear. Can't say that's ever happened before, but I know that if anyone was to say anything like that, to yell at me, I know my dad would probably skin them alive, you know, but that's why I don't really tell him these sort of things, you know. I don't really talk about family on here much, you know. I mean, I like to keep my private life private, and I like to interact with you guys as well. But over the course of the trip to Penzance, Aaron and I, well, not Aaron and I, but I've noticed myself that I've been appearing on a few more of my videos. And I was telling Aaron this one night while we were having a blether in his room over a coffee. I said to him, I says, I think I'm actually starting to become less camera shy. I mean, I've never been shy. Never have been, never will be. And I said to him, I says, I think I'm starting to open up more to the fact that I'm appearing on videos on my YouTube channel, more than that now. I'm starting to feel more comfortable with it. So I might actually be doing it a little bit more. Incidentally, I did promise you that I would do a live down in Ayr of the little walk along the beach, didn't I? So yeah, we'll be doing that next time I'm down there. Hopefully once this dispute with Stagecoach is over with, we can get back to that. All I can say is I'll post more details on the channel's dashboard, or do a live like this one once I know a bit more. But I will definitely be back in here. Definitely. Don't know when, but I promise I'll be back. As Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, I'll be back. That's the worst That's the worst Arnie impersonation ever. It's like my Elvis one. That's terrible. That was really terrible. Well, I suppose if I was Elvis and I was saying thank you for watching, it'd be thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I'm not good at impersonations. Anyway, I've just noticed another message from Freon there. Sorry, buddy. He says she pushed me out. She pushed me out that way quite rudely, and I didn't even say a thing back. Well, if someone had said or done anything like that to me, I would have made a complaint. You know, I would have. I would have reported that, and I would have probably given a negative review online as well. Which reminds me, I need to leave some reviews online for the Longboat Inn, which is where Aaron and I were staying while we were on holiday. Hard to believe that holiday's over. We were just talking about that on WhatsApp earlier on today. The trip's just gone just like that. Yep. But back to reality. All good things must come to an end, as I say. It's a shame that it had to come to an end though, because I was really enjoying being away on holiday. I think it was the fact, now, I don't normally open up like this, but I think it was the fact that I was actually on holiday with a mate, and it was more the company side of things that I was enjoying. I'm not one that suffers from loneliness. I like my own space. I've always been like that, but I think it was just the fact that I had a mate with me. And okay, we were hundreds of miles from home, and it was a long day on Monday travelling down. It was even longer travelling back by coach. Would I do it again by coach? I don't know. Probably not going the way that we did it. I think if I was doing it again by coach, we would take the coach from Penzance all the way to Birmingham, and then go from Birmingham up to Glasgow with National Express. That's my opinion, because it just seemed to take forever. You know, when we're in Cardiff, I think it was just the fact that we had to wait all night, basically, do an all-nighter. And then we're facing a 400-mile journey in the morning back to Glasgow. That's what I think it was. It just seemed to take forever. But we're actually going back down again next year, so we're hoping to make Penzance an annual thing on this channel, and over on Aaron's channel as well. We're hoping. We might not be able to do it every year due to other commitments that we have with our own personal families, but we're hoping we're going to be able to do it every year. Not only that, but we've been discussing the possibility in 2027 of doing something even more challenging and what some people might call daft. We're considering going from Land's End to John O'Groats using only public buses. No coaches, no trains and no planes. What have we let ourselves in for? That'll not be till at least 2027 though. Maybe 2028, because it will take a lot of planning, a lot of saving up, a lot of buses and a lot of hotels. And I still haven't figured out how we're going to do it in my head yet. But once I've done a few other things, I will try and find out. Because I really fancy that. That was partly Aaron's idea, partly my idea. My idea was that we do from, where was it? The Isle of Wight to Shetland. That could be something else that we could do as well. But that would be quite costly. Anyway, I've rabbited on enough here. So I've got other things I need to do. I've got some more videos to upload and some more editing to do. So I shall say good night. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Night night.